that's actually a perfect segue because this is such a value and it's a long-term good. Like we think about even when you get older, like your family, your spouse, your children, they're gonna be the ones who are with you there at the end of your life. If you're single and you're just going for your career is not gonna be there for you at the end of your life. That this is a value and this is a long-term part of life, and it seems like that's part of how God has designed it to be. It seems like that's been a value all along, but just in this last little bit of time, that's shifted. So maybe continue to unpack marriage and family. What are some values that have shifted in this paradigm?
I think one of the things is we have gone to individual satisfaction
Mm.
is the most important thing.
Mm.
And that is one of the things that gives people the rationale to not get married, gives them the rationale to not have kids, it gives them the rationale to get out of a marriage they seem is not fun or good anymore.
Mm.
But what I also think is an ironic correlation is as we have devalued marriage and relationships, depression and anxiety levels have gone to all-time highs.
Mm.
And another thing that's disturbing to me is you're talking about the isolation where you're supposed to, as you get older, your family, it's like you take care of the kids and then when you get older, the family, you take care of the generations.
Mm-hmm.
That used to be something that happened within a household. And now we're not having kids. And as people get older, we're just like put them in a nursing home. Now, some nursing homes are amazing.
Sure.
But I would have a hard time saying that any of them are as good as that home environment where you get nurtured and you actually you get to say goodbye to the ones that matter to you the most. And another trend that is scary or hard for me to understand is we are finding more and more elderly people who are dying alone. And they're dying alone like in an apartment and nobody even knows they're dead for 2 or 3 weeks. And that's because of this isolation.
Yeah.
We're not living in family. We're not living in community. We don't check on each other. We think just because we have a social media following that we have real friends, and we don't. They're not the same thing.
It's true.
And I enjoy social media, but it is not where I find meaningful relationships. And I think sometimes we're thinking that you can.
Yeah.
We're getting validation from social media likes.
It's true.
Again, nothing wrong with that per se, but that is not where the substance of real life
It'll
is.
never replace it.
It will not.
It can't.
It's at best a cheap substitute, but it
Sure.
will never have the same value.
Yeah. On that point of marriage, I can already hear some people saying like, but didn't the Apostle Paul say like it's okay to be single? And on that, I think what he was saying about singleness was specific to the area of ministry. Where he's talking about like he's literally going to prisons and doing all these trips, and that'd be harder for him to do if he had a family. And so when he's saying it would be better for you to be single, he's talking to that specific area of ministry that he's doing, and the people that he's writing to. So I don't think that's him saying, oh yeah, a life in singleness just in general is completely okay and is completely equal to life in marriage. I think that God designed us to live in marriage and in family, and that if you're single for the sake of ministry, which is what Paul's talking about, I think even then Paul leaned into his church community and family, and that he wasn't alone. He always had the support where even when he was alone and in prison, people would come and visit him. So I think that even that passage is no excuse to just do life on your own and pursue your own goals, even in the area of ministry, that we need this community. I think that's so important.
Those, even biblically speaking, those are the exceptions, not the rule. Now
Sure.
and again, that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with being single.
Yeah.
It just means that that's not what, in the created order, that's not the normative path. Most of us are designed to be living in marriage and family and community. And I know that there's a lot of people today that would push back on that. But as I watch the trend towards devaluing marriage and family, I see human suffering increasing and loneliness and depression going through the roof.